May 15th. If you're looking to know what the Howell is going on, you've come to the right place. Clinton Howell here, broker with RE/MAX Escarpment Realty. What are those buyers up to? The demand side of the business we can learn from the RE/MAX Escarpment, RE/MAX Niagara Appointment Centre data. So what is our data saying? It's a competitive market, and it's a quiet one. High sold to new listing ratio. We've got a low appointment to sold index. So what does this mean? It's taking less appointments to get properties sold, only 8.9 appointments to get properties sold last week. And we're seeing a very, for our brokerage, which is about half the sales in the business, 89%. So a very strong on the seller's market side, interestingly. Whereas we look at regionally and overall in terms of the boards, it's still a very strong buyer's market. So we're seeing this gap. And I think what this is telling us is we've got a lot of pent-up demand. There's a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines, and they're all going to flood back in. I think as we start seeing trade deals get buttoned up with different countries, we've already seen a trade deal with Britain. We've got a pause on tariffs with China now. We're starting to see things getting buttoned up in the global economy. The stock market's responding accordingly, like a week of straight gains. So I think once we see some solid footing and less uncertainty, we're going to see the real estate market really start to pick up. Typically, you'd expect either hot demand or high apathy, not both at the same time. So that's what we're looking at here. What is specifically happening in the Burlington area? We've listings are on the rise, 709 active listings, so that's still higher than it was a week ago, and that's been climbing consistently. If we go back to late March, there's only 521 active listings. We're up to 709 now. In the past 30 days, 177 sales, so that's a slight increase from last week. We've got about 4 months worth of inventory on the market in Burlington, and we're sitting, generally speaking, in a buyer's market territory, about 37% on the sales versus new listings ratio. But again, our brokerage is far exceeding that. So, I mean, the RE/MAX Escarpment agents, we're outperforming the industry. We've seen median days on market for properties that are selling. The median days on market is only 17, the average 33. So 3 to 4 weeks typically to get a property sold if you're successful. Many properties we're seeing canceling and relisting and things like that. And as a result, the cumulative average for those properties is more like 44 days on market. That is reducing, though. It's been coming down for the past few weeks, so the market is starting to pick up. We're seeing most negotiations happening in that 2.5% to 3% off range for those successful sales. In the Hamilton area, we've got listings have increased slightly compared to last week. Sales for the past month is also up slightly, about 4.5 months worth of inventory in Hamilton. And we're seeing similar absorption rates to Burlington, 37.73% sales versus new listings ratio there. So that's, again, a buyer's market territory in the Hamilton region. Median days on market and average is 24 and 35 days, respectively, for the properties that are getting sold. In terms of the overall cumulative average, we're about 63 days on market in Hamilton. 2.5% to 3% off is pretty typical for those successful sales that are taking place. In the Oakville area, we've got increased listings compared to last week. We've got more sales in the past 30 days than there was a week ago, and just under 4 months of inventory in Oakville. Again, very consistent on the absorption ratio, 37% in Oakville. So a buyer's market as far as the overall performance is concerned. For properties that are getting sold, median days on market has ticked down to 18, the average 24. So again, 3.5 weeks. On average, though, we're seeing, look at the overall cumulative average, about 60 days on market, and similar specs in the negotiation range. 2.5% to 3% off is typically what we're seeing for those successful sales. That's all I got for you today, and I pray that the Leafs come out for the next game. Please come out, find the net, and I hope that we can actually get a chance to still win this series, but we will see. Have a great day. Please get a hold of me if you need me.